For the first few years of shooting videos, I used to call myself a videographer. When people asked me what I did, I said I was a videographer. I thought it was a fine term to use to kind of describe what I did. And at some point, I thought I should call myself a filmmaker, especially when I was directing a documentary film as my first feature film. I thought that made sense. So sometimes I would call myself a filmmaker, sometimes a videographer. You're probably in the same boat or have been at some point. And then one of my mentors one day told me, stop doing that. Stop calling yourself a videographer. You're so much more than that. And this is sort of when I transitioned out of shooting weddings. I think as a wedding filmmaker, you're sort of a videographer filmmaker. But then I was kind of transitioning and kind of running my own business and getting my own clients. So I was doing the entire video project for a client, but still thinking, well, I'm the videographer. I'm the person that shows up and does the shoot. So then I asked him, I said, well, don't you call yourself a videographer? What do you call yourself? Isn't that what people think you do? And he said, no, I'm so much more than a videographer. I'm a full-blown storyteller, filmmaker. I just happen to work in the commercial and corporate world. He said, you're doing directing, you're producing, you're doing sound sometimes, you're editing, you're telling a whole story, and you're creating a whole marketing package for these companies. You're so much more than that. So I said, what's the best way to describe to people what I do? He said, you have to view yourself as a business owner and present yourself that way if you want to work directly with clients. If you want to be stuck kind of freelancing and working with other people, waiting for the phone to ring for them to hire you as a videographer, you're going to get stuck at that low rates, basically competing with 100,000 other videographers in the US, for example. And that kind of clicked for me. I said, you're right. I am running my own business. This is when I started transitioning from just being a freelancer to running my own video production company, getting clients on my own, and handling all aspects of production, hiring other freelancers and full-time people to help me out. So then I looked at my marketing and I realized a lot of the leads that I was getting were coming from people looking for videographers. So then when I looked at the rates I was able to charge, I realized I have to compete at the industry rates with other videographers because that's how people were finding me, right? If I was on Mandy.com or Production Hub or whatever the websites were out there back in the day, that's where people were looking to find videographers. And since I was presenting myself as a videographer, I was competing on rate only, right? So you have your portfolio and you have your rate. And a lot of times the portfolio could be the same as someone else's, could be similar. Or maybe the person looking for a videographer can't really tell the difference, so they're looking to hire you based on rates, right? So you get stuck in this whole world of so many videographers. So how did this transition take place? Basically, what I started doing was, at the time I was running Google Ads, and I stopped using the term videographer. So if someone used Google to search for videographers, I just wouldn't show up. The thing I would show up for was video production company, because now as a business owner, I had so much more control on how I approached the job and how I bid a job. So instead of bidding on freelance rates of videographers, I started competing with video production companies. Now, video production companies basically could hire out other people and build teams on the fly. And I did the exact same thing. I had a list of freelancers and I could assemble a team and I could provide a solution to a problem that someone that was looking for a video production company had. Now that helped me completely bid at a whole different price point. Instead of basically getting a $500 day rate for being a videographer, maybe plus charging for my equipment, now I was bidding closer to $5,000. This is kind of the minimum that I was starting to charge as a video production company, offering a full solution to the clients that were reaching out. So the way I perceived myself as a business owner completely changed everything about my day, about my rate, and about everything else that was to follow in the years coming up. And that's one of the best lessons I learned from my mentor. If you present yourself as a videographer, people are going to think of you as a one-man band. And as long as you're a one-man band, you're going to attract those type of clients that are looking for one person to do an entire production for them and pay exactly what the industry rate is for that. The one-person band making about $500 for the day. But when you start seeing yourself as a business owner, someone that is providing a solution to a client, that way you could take on a business as a client, produce marketing videos for them, commercials for them, corporate videos for them, social media content for them, and charge at a whole different price point. And some of the videos I made talking about running ads, for example, using LinkedIn and some other methods of acquiring clients, if those clients are looking for a solution to a problem, they will be looking for a video production company, not just a videographer. And that's your job to educate them exactly all the different elements that you need to bring to the table that a solo videographer just can't compete with. And this is how you stand apart. This is how I went from making $500, $600 a day to charging $5,000 plus per project as a video production company. So I hope you found this video useful, and I will see you next time.